Hey there, I am back with another Free the Pip Friday. This is the series where we take a look at some of the rarest decks out there and give you guys a chance to see them both inside and out. Now, this week, we're going to be looking at 6'5" from King's Wild Project. This is one of the most sought after decks from King's Wild Project. It actually is a tribute to his brother. 6'5" is Taylor Robinson's video production company. And in the early days of King's Wild Project, with some of his early Kickstarter campaigns, 6'5" was the one that did the videos for those campaigns. And so they have a lot of ties and really helped out with some of the early successes of King's Wild Project. And so as a thank you to his brother and his production company, Jackson decided to design him his very own deck of cards, and this one is the result. Now, these decks, obviously, several of them went to Taylor and his company, but the remainder of them were sold on King's Wild Project's website as part of their 2018 Black Friday promotion. So not very many of them out there, and when you do see them, they command a really premium price. So I'm really excited to dive into this one and share it with you guys. All right, so let's start with the tuck case. So this tuck was done by Artistry Inc. Engraving and Embossing. Probably haven't heard their name much in the tuck case world, but they did fantastic work. It's done in an intaglio engraving style, and it's done on this sort of off-white colored, almost kind of a gray tuck case color, and it's covered with embossing and then a series of gold and peacock blue metallics all the way through. Completely metallic look to it, almost takes on a green look to it, but it's actually blue and gold. And the details on this are just absolutely stunning. Really fitting that it's done in that engraving style. Jackson Robinson is a big fan of that. You can see that all through his money decks, and he put that skill to full use on this one. Yeah, the name of the deck, 6'5" Productions at the top. Love that the 6'5" is all done with negative space. So it's all done just with the color of the tuck case showing through that metallic. And then the large spade pip in the center features the King's Wild logo in the middle, and then lots of kind of weathered looking gold ink on it. I think that's a great touch. Love how it adds to this overall. The tagline of 6'5" is "Be kind, work hard." So you'll see that on the banners at the bottom. And then surrounding all of it is just an explosion of fantastic details. Filigree, scroll work, leaf work, all the way around. Just really nicely done. I'll zoom in here so you can see just how intricate some of those details are. The shading on the leaves, the flourishes, it's just really beautifully done all the way down. Tons of detail, beautiful artwork, and a beautiful finish by Artistry on the tuck case overall. On the sides, you get the 6'5" logo and a silhouette of a presumably 6'5" man, and then a couple of faces, almost like carved images, top and bottom. Really beautiful. Same thing on the other side. Bottom has your ad copy for King's Wild Project and 6'5", and then the top has more detail. Another look at those two faces that we saw on the sides. Back has a metallic version of the back design of the cards. You can see that gold and blue just shining on the back. Really beautifully done. No tuck seal, but they are individually hand numbered out of that 250 edition. So I've got number 30 here. As you open up the inner flap, that tagline of 6'5", "Be kind, work hard," along with their website. You get the 6'5" on the inner flaps in gold, and nothing printed on the interior of the tuck case. So just beautiful work. Jackson does some really fantastic art on a lot of his tuck cases, but I gotta say this has to be one of, if not the best that he's done. So great job on the tuck case, but let's take a look at the cards. And we'll start with the back design. Same art style that we've seen all through the tuck case, but now done in a beautiful blue metallic ink on the back. This is not a color you see that often, but it is such a standout color. Just pops so much. I love this, and if I tilt it, you can just see how shiny and brilliant that looks on the card. You have the 6'5" logo in the center, basically just a square that says 6'5". 6'5" again on a banner at the top. Their tagline, "Be kind, work hard," reflected on the bottom to make this a two-way back design. And then surrounding all of it is almost kind of a thick picture frame look with a series of intaglio style details of leaf work all the way through. Just really ornate, really beautiful. Lots of intricate details, and the further you zoom in, the more little bits you're going to pick up. Really nicely done. Finishes out with that thin white poker border. Love the color selection for this back design. Now, you do get a single joker in this one. Usually you get two. This one only has one, and it's all done in brilliant gold metallic ink. Love the shine on that. Yeah, that 6'5" logo, the 6'5" man with the silhouetted there, right in the center. Very simple, very clean. Joker in the corners. In addition to that, you get an ad card. So rather than going with a second joker, they decided to go with a little card telling the story of the deck overall. Talks a little bit about how 6'5" contributed to the early success of Kingswell Project. And the last paragraph, I love this. So before you go and see how much this deck will bring on eBay, please check our work out at Kingswell Project. So love that little touch. Almost like he knew this was going to be a valuable deck right from the beginning. The words here, by the way, are all done with that same metallic ink. Blue metallic ink for the words here, gold for the logos at the bottom. All right, the Ace of Spades is definitely the power ace, and it is truly impressive. More beautiful styling. You do get the black spade in the middle, but it's covered and surrounded by gold metallic intaglio style details all the way around. You have the Kingswild logo in the center, 6'5" at the top. Be kind, work hard on banners yet again, and more of that beautiful filigree and leaf work all the way around. Just love the shine of the gold, stands out against the black and just really pops. Pretty standard pip and index in the corner, done in black, so it keeps this a nice, easy to read deck. The other three aces are much less fancy, more of a standard styling, but of course you'll notice the red color has been swapped out for that metallic blue that I love so much. So you get the black cards for black, the metallic blue for the red cards. Love the color selection again, but these are what I would call Jackson Robinson's standard pip styles. So he uses this same pip style on a lot of his decks where he doesn't do quite as much customization, but this is a pip style that he designed himself. So as you go through the number cards, you'll see a very familiar look to these. Nothing too out of the ordinary other than obviously swapping out the red cards with that metallic blue. So metallic blue for the red cards, classic black for the black cards. But otherwise, nothing too out of the ordinary on these. And then we get to the court cards. So the court cards also use the Jackson Robinson standard style. So he did his own redrawn courts. So he did create these from scratch, but he's reused these same courts on a lot of different decks. He does give them a brilliant recoloring though, using that blue and gold metallic ink set to really give these a completely upscale and luxurious feel. Love the details on these. I love the artwork on these courts to begin with, but giving them that metallic ink treatment just really helps them shine. So they can go into the blue or the red cards, and really it's the same overall coloring on whether it's black or red courts, other than the color of the pip in the corner. So love the style of these, love the color scheme, just really beautifully done. And that is the deck. Now, as far as handling these are printed by the Expert Playing Card Company. They're a nice thin deck, definitely not quite as flexible or thin as some of the crushed stocks you get from USPCC or something like that, but they do have a nice slide to them. They fan beautifully, they cut beautifully, so no complaints on my end for the handling on these. I think they're great. Now, uses of the deck. Let's not kid around, right? Most people are gonna leave this deck sealed and have this on a shelf as a collector's piece. Can't blame them for that. If you're, high roller enough to want to go use this deck, I think use it for gameplay. This really elevates that to another level. You could certainly use this for cardistry or magic, has all the hallmarks that would make this nice and functional for that. But for me, if you want to use this deck, go use it for gameplay. That said, for 99% of people out there, this is going to be a collector's deck and sit on the shelf and just look pretty. So that's it for now. That is the Free the Pip Friday episode for 6'5". Hope you enjoyed this look at a rarer deck out there. Make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews and unboxings. Let me know what else you want to see, and I'll see you for the next one.